Hi everyone, Jon Mitchell here, Mayor of New Bedford, and this is another installment of the Mayor's Weekly Update. So, the first thing I want to talk about is something that you may have caught wind of already, as we just had a press conference on it, but it's important, and I wanted to repeat it, and that is that the city has, over the last year, studied really closely, through the help of a consultant, the internet and cable TV needs of our residents. Our residents pay a lot for internet service, and we've tried to figure out, well, how can we do something about it? We only have one internet provider, essentially one internet provider in the city, and if we can introduce competition to the city, we'd likely put some downward pressure on prices. That would put some downward pressure on prices. So what we did was we hired a really top-notch consultant to take a look at how we would do that. We have now a pathway forward. They came up with a study, some over 100 pages long, that shows how the city could go about inviting in other service providers. And so that is something that we are going to launch real soon through a request for proposals. And then we'll take it from there. So we can't guarantee that somebody's going to come into the market, but we now know how to put our best foot forward to invite them in. And so what we want in the long run is higher internet speeds for everybody, especially for students who need that connection more than ever before, and to put downward pressure on prices because people are paying a fair amount of their take-home pay just so that they can have internet and cable. So more to come on that, but I wanted to let everybody know that's something that we've been working on. The second thing I want to talk about is EEE. Eastern equine encephalitis is a disease that is carried by mosquitoes. And around this time of year, the state, actually the county, tests for EEE in mosquitoes. They set up traps in different places, including here in the city. And sometimes there are positive tests of mosquitoes for EEE. We've had a few of those recently. We've let the public know that that's happened. Most of the tests have been in the vicinity of the Hicks-Logan area, but they've been in other places over time. We have to take it seriously because EEE is a serious disease. It has a very high fatality rate. It's really rare to catch it, but if you catch it, there's no cure for it, and people experience, among other symptoms, brain swelling and other things that can be life-threatening. So we take it very seriously, but we obviously don't panic as well. One of the most important things to do is, beyond all the spraying that's being done by the county and some other precautions that the city is taking about scheduling night events like sporting events and such, is things that you can do, which include if you have standing water in your yard, emptying it out. If you have windows that don't have shades, don't open them up. Making sure that you use insect repellent when you can. If you're in an area where there are mosquitoes, not wearing short sleeves when you're outside, especially at night. These little precautions can go a long way. So I just commend them to you. These are things that you should just keep in mind. Again, we're not going to panic because of mosquitoes and what they may be carrying, because it would be an unusual event for someone to get EEE, but if you get it, it's not good. So keep those things in mind if you would. The last thing I just want to say is we did an interesting dedication of sorts this past week. We dedicated a plaque at the high school track in honor of a young man from New Bedford who graduated from New Bedford High named Leo Larrabee. He graduated from New Bedford High in 1921. Leo Larrabee, 3 years later, having not run track in high school, 3 years after graduating from high school, got a bronze medal in the 3,000 meter race at the Paris Olympics in 1924. Pretty amazing. He was just a natural. And so he is, to our knowledge, the only Olympic medalist from New Bedford. And so tragically, the end of the story for Leo was not good. And indeed, it was very sad. 4 years later, after having moved to Chicago to go to medical school. He died in a huge car accident that claimed the lives of 5 people. So he died in his mid-20s. Unfortunately, and we obviously would have been benefited here in New Bedford from having him back, but we wanted to make sure we're honoring him appropriately. We've had people who have come to us and said that we should do this. Al Solier, who is a local historian, was very emphatic about it. We appreciate his advocacy for bringing Leo's history forward. So we have a plaque now right by the high school track to honor Leo Larrabee. He is, we want, when we do dedications, when we do memorials, they are both about the honoree as well as people who might see the dedication, in this case a plaque, and it's about, in this case, about inspiring student athletes to strive for more. So 100 years after he got his medal, and the last time the Olympics was held in Paris, we're honoring Leo Larrabee, which is, I think, entirely fitting and appropriate. So I hope you have a chance to go check out that plaque, and so you'll know who Leo was. Anyway, this is my Mayor's Weekly Update, and we will see you next week.